जय श्री गुरु गौरांग गिरिधारी रात बलि माधव जी की जय धर्मम बिहारी रघुनाथ बिहारी रघुनयन बिहारी जी की जय गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जी की जय राधा दामोदर श्याम सुंदर गोकुल नंद राधा रमन जी की जय कृष्ण बलराम महाराज की जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय श्री गौर गदाधर की जय सच्चिदानंद श्रील भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय Viष्णु विष्णुपाद स्तोत्र सत्य श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय विष्णुपाद स्तोत्र सत्य श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत मधुसूदन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय विष्णु विष्णुपाद स्तोत्र सत्य श्रीमद् गौर गोविंद महाराज की जय विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज की जय विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय श्रीमद् भक्ति वैभव पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय श्रीमद् भक्ति राग शिक्षितर गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नित्य कृष्ण विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर शिव प्रभुपाद की जय परम भागवत शिव गुरु किशोर दास जी महाराज की जय सप्तम गोस्वामी सच्चिदानंद शिव भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय वैष्णव स्वरूप श्री जगन्नाथ दास जी महाराज की जय श्री रूप सनातन भक्त रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भक्त दास रघुनाथ गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय स्वरूप दामोदर रामानंद दी श्री गौर परिषद वृंद की जय नमाचार्य शिव हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री रूपानुग गौड़ीय गुरु वर्ग की जय परमराधितम गुरुपाद पद्म की जय श्री राधा गोविंद गौड़ीय मत की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे the motion to speak 10 minutes Dutch Dutch why not Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishna Bhaktaya Tada Bhaktaya Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Dvaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Zo, allereerst breng ik mijn nederige eerbetuiging aan de lotusvoeten van mijn dierbare Guru, de heet niet lieve wisdom, Vishnupada, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Zelfde eerbetuiging aan mijn Siksha Gurus, Srimati Krishna Pididi, Srila Pujapad, Bhaktivinoda Madhusudana Goswami Maharaj, all Rupanuga Guru, all Vaisnavis, en speciaal aan de lotusvoeten. Gadadhara Pandit en Srila Thakur Bhaktivinoda. Zo, dank jullie wel voor deze opkomst. Dit is een hele speciale dag. En Maharaj gaat uitleggen waarom die dag zo speciaal is. Dus jullie hebben er heel goed aan gedaan om deze avond, deze Harikatha te horen. Ik zal een kleine introductie proberen te geven wie precies nou Gadadhara Pandit is. Gadadhara Pandit is zo speciaal in onze lijn dat het eigenlijk helemaal vol zou moeten zitten hier. Bij iedereen die een toegewijde of initiatie heeft, die moet zeker deze dag stilstaan, bezig zijn met de glories van Sri Gadadhara Pandit. Gadadhara Pandit is Srimati Radhika zelf. Waar Krishna ook verschijnt, Radharani is altijd bij hem. Waarom? Eigenlijk, Radha en Krishna zijn één. One soul in two bodies. Radha en Krishna, one soul in two bodies. Alleen voor lila, voor pastimes, hebben ze twee lichamen. Maar wat Krishna verlangt, dat vervult Radharani. Net als onze energie. Als wij iets willen uitvoeren, dan hebben we energie nodig. Zonder energie kunnen we niks doen, isn't it? Als je geen energie hebt, dan kan je nog ineens je hand omhoog tillen. En hetzelfde met Krishna. Alles wat Krishna wil, dat wordt door zijn energie uitgevoerd. En wie is de energie van Krishna? Dat wordt Shakti genoemd. Radha is Krishna's energie. Daarom Radha en Krishna zijn één, maar voor Lila heeft zijn Shakti, zijn energie, heeft een prachtig lichaam. Zij is ook Ladini Shakti, Haladini Shakti. Dat is ook de liefdesenergie. Zodat alle prem is de oorsprong, is Radharani. Daarom Radharani vervult alle verlangens van Krishna. En ze expandeert in zoveel verschillende vormen alleen om Krishna te plezieren. Zo waar die ook heen gaat, Krishna, Radharani is er altijd. Als Krishna in deze wereld komt als Ramachandra,
dan is Sita is expansie van Srimati Radharani. Zo, als hij de vorm van Narayana neemt, dan is Radharani, ze neemt de vorm van Lakshmi aan. Zo, als Krishna verlangt met zoveel gopis te dansen, dan expandeert Radharani in zoveel duizenden gopis. Zo, alles is voor Krishna's plezier. Eigenlijk dat is het tegenovergestelde van de liefde in deze wereld. Ik hou van iemand, want die persoon kan mij gelukkig maken. Maar Radharani houdt van Krishna alleen om Krishna te plezieren. Dit is de allerhoogste prem. Dit is spirituele prem. Dus deze wereld is eigenlijk het tegenovergestelde van de prem in de spirituele wereld. Zo. En die prem, die zag Krishna in Radharani. En Krishna dacht, wat is dit? Ik ben het object van liefde. Iedereen die stuurt zoveel prem. Mijn ouders die houden zoveel van mij. Zo, ik proef de ras van mijn vrienden, van mijn dienaren, van mijn ouders, van alle gopis. Ik ben constant ras aan het proeven, prem aan het proeven. Als ik Radharani zie en al die andere gopis, die zijn Asrai Tattva, de abode van prem. Die hebben veel meer extase dan mij. Als Radharani mij ziet, dan wordt ze helemaal bewilderd. Ze kan zich niet, ze kan aan geen ander moment, ze kan geen seconde aan iets anders denken. Als ik bij ouders ben en mijn vrienden komen me opzoeken, denk Krishna, dan gaat mijn gedachte naar mijn vrienden zo. Krishna's, die drinkt constant ras. Maar Radharani, die heeft eenmaal one-pointed. Zo Krishna die kreeg het verlangen, ik wil ook weten wat het is, die extase die Radharani proeft. En daarom kwam hij in deze wereld als Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Zo Krishna verscheen in deze wereld 500 jaar geleden als Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Maar met het gemoed van Radharani. Dus 2 lichamen werden weer 1. Radha en Krishna in one body. Dat is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Daarom, Mahaprabhu had een golden collar. De complexion van Radharani. Zo, Mahaprabhu kwam in deze wereld. Hij kwam in deze wereld om te proeven. Wat is die prem van Radharani? Maar Radharani laat hem niet zomaar alleen gaan naar deze wereld. Dus Radharani kwam ook als Gadadhara Pandit. Maar normaal is Radharani altijd heel dicht bij Krishna. In alle expansies van Krishna. Maar in deze vorm als Gadadhara Pandit had hij deze mogelijkheid niet. Want Mahaprabhu kwam speciaal om het gemoed, om de prem van Radharani te proeven. En als Radharani daar naast hem zou staan, als Gadadhara Pandit constant, dan zou hij zich heel verlegen voelen en kon hij zich niet helemaal inleven in het gemoed van Radharani. Dus Gadadhara Pandit die moest soms afstand houden van Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. En van een afstandje keek hij toe hoe Mahaprabhu de prem van haar aan het proeven was, aan het ervaren was. En dat was heel moeilijk soms. Want ook Mahaprabhu die verlangde om naar Vrindavan te gaan. En Gadadhara Pandit, die had zoveel affectie voor Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Die wilde ook met hem mee. Maar Mahaprabhu zei nee, ik kan je niet met me meenemen. Want ik moet jouw gemoed ervaren. En als jij altijd bij me bent, dan kan ik dat niet ervaren. Gurudev gaf een keer een heel mooi voorbeeld van. Om een beetje een vergelijk te hebben. Want Mahaprabhu die proefde dat gemoed van Radharani. En Gadadhara Pandit wist precies in wat voor gemoed, wat hij ervaarde, als geen ander. Gurudev gaf een keer het voorbeeld van. Er was eens een keer een vrouw, die was in verwachting. En die kreeg een geboorte van een mooie baby. Maar wat gebeurde er? Een week na de geboorte van de baby overleed de baby. Dus alle inwoners van dat dorp, alle vrouwen, die kwamen dat jonge meisje troosten natuurlijk. Die probeerden haar pijn te verzachten. En er was ook een vriendin van haar, die was ook in verwachting. En die gaf ook geboorte daarna. En wat gebeurde er? Hetzelfde overkwam haar ook. Haar baby overleed ook. En hetzelfde gebeurde met haar ook. Dus alle vrouwen van het dorp gingen naar haar toe om ook haar te troosten van haar pijn en verdriet. Maar die vrouw die datzelfde had meegemaakt, een week daarvoor of 2 weken daarvoor, die ging niet helemaal naar haar toe en om haar allerlei woorden toe. Ze stond bij de deur En ze hadden alleen oogcontact, ze keken naar elkaar. En ze begrepen elkaar volledig. Alleen maar door elkaar naar elkaar te kijken. Die vrouw die het zelf had meegemaakt. En toen begrepen ze van, ja, ik weet wat jij voelt, ik weet wat je voelt. Dus dat is de kracht als je het zelf ervaart. Zo Gurudev zegt, dit is Gadadhara Pandit. Die hoefde maar een blik op Chaitanya Mahaprabhu te geven. En die begrepen elkaar volledig. Gadadhara Pandit wist volledig wat Mahaprabhu doormaakte. Gadadhara Pandit had zoveel affectie voor Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. En Mahaprabhu ook voor Radharani, voor Gadadhara Pandit natuurlijk. Op een keer was het dat Gadadhara en Mahaprabhu die waren bij elke dag, every day, Mahaprabhu was going to see Gadadhara Pandit. Want daar, Mahaprabhu die vond het, er was geen ander die Srimad Bhagavatam kon vertellen als Gadadhara Pandit. Gurudev zegt, de Bhagavatams van Gadadhara Pandit, alle pagina's zaten aan elkaar vast. De tranen, zodra die Harikata begon te vertellen, dan liepen de tranen op de bladzijden. Al die bladzijden zaten vast aan elkaar. En Mahaprabhu was elke dag daar Harikata aan het horen. En op een gegeven moment zei Mahaprabhu, I want to give you something. I want to give you something, so it's in your garden. And he started to dig in the ground. En wat kwam er uit de grond? Er kwam er een prachtige deity. Tota Gopinath. So, Sri Krishna, black is complex. Hebben jullie die gezien in Jagannath Puri? Hè? Degenen die in Jagannath Puri zijn geweest, het is een hele speciale deity. Tota Gopinath. So Mahaprabhu zegt, this is what I want to give you. So hij gaf Sri Gadadhara Pandit een hele prachtige mooie deity. Tota Gopinath, Gopinath deity. Het is een hele speciale deity. Want het is de enige deity die eigenlijk zit. Toen die hem gaf, Mahaprabhu, toen was die stond nog. Maar het wordt gezegd, nadat Mahaprabhu deze wereld, eigenlijk deze deity, toen Mahaprabhu de wereld verliet, is hij in de tempel van Tota Gopinath gegaan en hij is er nooit meer uitgekomen. Dus Mahaprabhu deze wereld verlaten. Hij is in de deity gestapt en zo is hij uit deze wereld gegaan. Ziet het daar Mahaprabhu. En Gadadhara Pandit, hoe kan hij blijven in deze wereld zonder Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Dus hij had zoveel, hij kon geen puja meer doen. En deze deity die ging, omdat hij elke dag gaf hij de deity een garland, Gadadhara Pandit. Deze deity die kwam, omdat hij kon uit de pijn van gescheidenheid, kon hij niet meer de garland omhangen op Tota Gopinath. Deze deity die ging zitten. Dat is de enige deity die in een zittende positie ging. So Gadadhara Pandit is zoveel, het is onze aim and object. Onze doel is Radha Darshan. Waarom hebben we initiatie genomen? Waarom chanten we Harinam? We want to be Radha Darshan. En Gadadhara Pandit is Radharani. Daarom Gadadhara Pandit, speciaal op deze dag, is ze zo genadevol. Het is altijd genadevol. Dat is het gemoed van Radharani, the only giving. Zo Mahaprabhu kwam in het gemoed van Radharani. Daarom wordt er gezegd, Mahaprabhu kwam om Radha's baaf te proeven, Radha's prem, maar ook om te geven. Dit is de speciale incarnatie van Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Er is no other incarnation, er is geen andere incarnatie als Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu die meer genadig is dan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Omdat het gemoed van Radharani in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. Daarom geeft hij zoveel voor ons in Kali Yuga. Wat in geen andere Kali Yuga te verkrijgen is nu in deze Kali Yuga te verkrijgen. Braj Prem, simpel door het chanten van de heilige naam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. En vandaag ook is het de verdwijningsdag van Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Zo Maharaj wil uitleggen waarom deze twee op dezelfde dag zijn verdwenen. Bhaktivinoda Thakura is dan 200 jaar geleden, is die uit deze wereld gegaan. En Gadadhara Pandit zo'n 500 jaar geleden. Zo op dezelfde dag, omdat het gezegd, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura had alle genade van Gadadhara Pandit. Gadadhara Sakti was in Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura aanwezig. Dus heel veel acharyas in onze lijn, die worden bekrachtigd door zoveel acharyas uit het verleden. Zo heb je, mijn Guru Maharaj soms zei wel eens van, of ik heb wel eens gehoord dat Srila Govinda Maharaj als hij sprak, zegt, oh, vandaag komt Rupa Goswami through the pipe, zegt hij. vandaag spreekt Rupa Goswami uit mijn keel. Dus alle acharyas die kunnen ons zoveel geven in bhakti. Die kunnen ons zoveel helpen in bhakti. Als wij moeten prediken. Dus we moeten nooit bang zijn om te prediken. Want alle acharyas zijn klaar om ons te helpen. Zo heeft Bhaktivinoda Thakura heeft zoveel gedaan in deze wereld. Ongelooflijk veel werk heeft hij verricht. En hij was grihast. Dus we moeten niet denken, oh, alleen sannyasis kunnen prema bhaktas zijn en die kunnen gurus zijn. Nee, Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Als een grihast, hij gaf een allerhoogste voorbeeld. Hij was een perfecte grihast. Hij had een hele hoge functie. Als een judge, als een rechter. Maar hij deed, zodra hij thuis kwam, een klein beetje eten en hij begon te chanten. Dus we moeten niet denken, oh, ik heb een baan, ik kan niet meer chanten. Nee, kijk naar Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Zo, alles is mogelijk. Het maakt niet uit in wat voor situatie we zijn. Zo, we zijn ontiegelijk veel schuld. We staan ontiegelijk veel in het krijt. Wat hun hebben gegeven, dat is met geen pen te beschrijven en met geen mogelijkheid terug te geven. Maar wat kunnen we doen? We kunnen alleen maar bidden om hun genade. We can only pray for their mercy. And I hope Maharaj will continue. And I'm sure he will too. In a beautiful way. So thank you very much, Maharaj, for giving me this chance. And I will give the word to you. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Thank you.
Is er iemand die geen Engels verstaat? Ik ga achterin zitten. En dan kunnen jullie op die bank zitten. En dan vertaal ik een beetje de essentie ervan. Ik kan niet elk woord vertalen, maar ik zit daar om te vertalen. Thank you.
Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurave Gurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Anandalivanaya Vigrahaya Murdivicha Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Nityananda Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayane Kalo Kalmashanashaya Jannavapataye Namaha Ajanulambita Vujo Kanakavadato Sankirtanaika Vitaro Kamalaya Vishwambaro Dujvaro Jugadharma Palum Vande Jagat Priya Karo Kurunavataru Kanaka Jaladagatro Nilashonab Janetro Mrigamadavara Balo Malati Kundamalo Tarala Taruna Vesho Nilapitam Baresho Smarani Britani Kunje Radhika Krishna Chandro Tavaivasmi Najivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyarade Tvam Naimam Charanantike Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, my unlimited Dandavat pranams to the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev. Nityalila Pravishta, Om Vishnupada, Astutra Sata Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, my dear Shiksha Gurus, all Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga, especially today, to the lotus feet of Sri Gadadhara Pandit Prabhu, Sri Satchidananda Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, to dear devotees and guests here in Rotterdam, Radha Govinda Gaudiya Mat, dear devotees who are watching us online, Dandavat Pranam. So, as Indubhushan Brahmachari Prabhuji said very nicely already, this is a very special day for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, for the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we know this verse, Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with his close associates. So 5 features, Panchatattva. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam, Bhakta Avatara, Bhakta Aikya, Bhakta Shakti. So there are 4 associates close to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Panchatattva, in the manifestations of the Lord. So Bhakta Rupa is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Then Bhakta Swarupa, internal form of devotee, that is Nityananda Prabhu, the All Merciful. And Bhakta Avatara, then Sri Advaita Acharya, that is the incarnation of the Lord Mahavishnu, Sadashiva also. So these are Bhagavad Tattva. But Gadadhar, you see, we don't celebrate the disappearance days. We never celebrate Krishna's disappearance day. We never celebrate Mahaprabhu's disappearance. We don't really mention because they're the Lord and his incarnations, many, many incarnations. But today we celebrate disappearance day. Why? He's member of Panchatattva. Recently we celebrated disappearance day of Srivas, also member of Panchatattva. Today we celebrate disappearance day of Gadadhar, also Panchatattva. Why? Because they're not Bhagavad Tattva. So Gadadhar Pandit Prabhu is Bhakta Shakti. Bhakta Shakti means the internal energy of the Supreme, Radha herself. And Srivas Thakur is Narada Muni, so he is Bhakta Tattva. He is the devotee and the root of all the other devotees, sub-branches of Mahaprabhu's tree. But Gadadhar Pandit is such a very, very special figure because Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupa. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam. No. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam. No. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam. I always remember this shlok. Today we went to Nagara Sankirtana. So much energy. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam. Sangha Pangastra Parshadam. Yagyaya Sankirtana Prayaya Jantihi Sumedasa. So this is the verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the prophecy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. So in this prophetical verse, it is mentioned that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come with his different kinds of associates, Bhakta Rupa, with his Angas. Anga means Nityananda and Advaita. Then Upanga means subsequent branches, subsidiary branches. Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. And finally, Sangha Pangastra Parshadam with his parishats, means most confidential associates. So his most confidential associates, who are they? 3.5. Swarupa Damodara, Raya Ramananda. So Swarup Damodara, Raya Ramananda, Lalita and Vishaka. And Shiki Mahiti and his sister Madhavi. And also Gurudev says 6 Goswamis. And above the 6 Goswamis, there's Gadadhar Prabhu. So Gadadhar Pandit Prabhu is the root of all the most confidential associates of the Lord. That's his position. He is the root because he's Srimati Radhika herself. So that is the ontological position of Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Yeah. A bit philosophical things. What's the name of your friend?
Job.
You understand something?
Yeah.
A little bit. You've read something.
I've read something.
Okay, very good. That's very good. And all of you have read something, so I'm clear and probably you understand also. So some philosophical introduction, then many, many leelas will follow. You will not fall asleep, but the beginning is sort of philosophical, so we have to understand the position of Gadadhar Pandit. Yeah? There is an opinion amongst the Vaishnavas in this world that, and Dubhushan Prabhu told you that Sri Krishna Chaitanya is Krishna who has taken the bodily hue and the mood of Srimati Radhika. Right? But some Vaishnavas think that when he did it, he took Radhika's bhava and kanti, the mood and the color, and what is left is Rukmini, they think. So Gadadhara is that Rukmini, the queen of Krishna and Braj. Can you translate? Yes. So, but actually this is not so. This is not so. Because the absolute, if you take something, so it will not become less. The absolute will not become less. It's absolute, means 1 + 1 = 1. 1 minus 1 equals 1, always. So it's not possible to take away from the Absolute. So in many, many places in the scriptures, in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and in many other scriptures dedicated to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is said that Gadadhara Pandit is none other than Srimati Radhika herself, full manifestation, sakshat, complete manifestation. So it is said in Gaura Ganadesha Dipika by Kavya Karnapur. Gaura Ganadesha Dipika means who is who in Gaura Lila. From Krishna Lila, so many personalities came in Gaura Lila. So it said very, very clearly that Gadadhara Pandit is full manifestation of Srimati Radhika. Now, what was the function of Srimati Radhika in Krishna Lila? If Krishna was playing her role at every step, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radha Bhava Dviti Suvalitam Nome Krishna Swarupam, he was fully covered with Srimati Radhika's mood and color, both in Navadvip Lila and in Jagannath Puri Lila. So Radhika was present in Jagannath Puri Lila, especially as Gadadhara Pandit. He was present from the very beginning of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's revealed life in Navadvip. But the specific role Srimati Radhika had in Jagannath Puri as Gadadhara Pandit. So Srimati Radhika is Krishna's teacher, master. Srimati Radhika teaches him how to play her own role. That's very, very significant. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Jagannath Puri, he was studying that, he was learning. So he's saying himself that Radhika Prema Raghurame Shishyanat, Krishna is saying that I'm the obedient disciple of Radhika, I'm the obedient student of Radhika. So once Vrinda came to Srimati Radhika, Vrinda, you know Tulasi Maharani, this is Vrinda. So she came to Srimati Radhika and she is Krishna Paksha, she is on Krishna's side. She is Duti, also messenger. She brings Krishna's messages to Radhika. But once she came to Radhika and Radhika asked, oh, where have you come from? Oh, I've come from Radhakund, from your pond, from your kund. Oh, what were you doing there? Oh, I was watching. Oh, who were you watching? I saw Krishna. You saw Krishna. What was he doing? He was learning the art of dancing. Krishna was learning the art of dancing, yes. And who was his teacher? You. Oh, Radhika, you. How? Oh, he's learning dancing from you. He's seeing you in every leaf, on every tree, in every creeper. Radhika's very, very gracious movements. He can see everywhere. So even Radhika was amazed. So then Krishna is saying, yes, Radhika Prema Raghurame Shishyanat. Radhika is my guru and I'm an obedient student. So Radhika is present in Jagannath Puri as a play director, watching the main actor acting her own role. Oh, you have to do a little bit like this. Barahapidam natavaravu karnayo karnikaram bipradvasakanaka kapisham vechintim chamalam randran vena radarasudaya puran gopa vrindar vrindaranyam swapadarmanam pravishad gita kirti. How Srimati Radhika is seeing how Krishna goes to the pasturing grounds with Balaram and cowherd boys from the garden of her house or from the window. She is seeing, and the gopis also are seeing how Krishna and cowherd boys are going. So very, very beautiful scene, and all day long they're in separation from Krishna. They're waiting for Krishna to come back. So all those very, very high things, Srimati Radhika is explaining to Krishna what she is feeling. Because remember, Krishna wanted to know the three desires. Krishna had three desires, three unfulfilled desires when he came back to Goloka Vrindavan. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrishavana Eva Swadena Adbhuta Madhurima Kidrishavamadiya Sokyam Chasimanodagotam Kidrisham Vitilo Bhattat Satvali Samajani Sarichi Garbha Sindhu Rindu So for those three unfulfilled desires, he has come. That is the internal reason for his appearance. Yeah, the depth of Srimati Radhika's love, what she, how she perceives the wonderful qualities of him, which are available only to her in her love, on the level of Madanakya Mahabhav, and what exactly she feels when she's perceiving those wonderful qualities. So those three desires Krishna was having, and he was fulfilling those three desires in Krishna Lila. And who was helping? Swarupa Damodara Ramananda, Lalita, Vishaka were helping, because they're like Shiksha Gurus to Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Gadadhara Pandit was on the distance. Swarup Damodara Ramananda, they were able to be present with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Gambhira, in the remote room. He was always present the last years of his pastimes in Jagannath Puri. He was not going anywhere, mostly. He was present there in Gambhira, so they were present. But Gadadhara could not enter, and he didn't want to enter, because that was not his mission. That is not the mission of Srimati Radhika, to be always closer to Krishna. You know, so he was seated in Tota Gopinath temple. So you heard from Indubhushan Prabhu how the deity of Gopinath was discovered. So first there was no deity. Gadadhara was seated there in the Yameshwara Tota garden. It's called Yameshwara. Tota means garden. So he was seated there, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming every day for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from Gadadhara. So Gadadhara was telling Srimad Bhagavatam, right? You have to Bhagavatastane Dada Chaitanya Charane. So there's a verse. You have to hear Bhagavatam from the devotee Bhagavata. Then you will find yourself at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You will understand the inner meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. And what is the inner meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam? Even the 88,000 rishis, munis, great sages could not understand. The inner meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam is what? Nothing but Radhe, 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 Radhe. At every point, in every verse, in every syllable, in every sound, there's Radhe, 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 Radhe. Radhe actually, you know. So you can have some chest, you know, from your grandmother, grandfather, you know, discovered in the courtyard, right? But you cannot open. But the Vaishnava will come and open, and then the great, great treasures you will see. Great, great treasures you will be able to understand. Each, how to say, granule, each, what's it, micron, gram, I don't know, of those treasures you'll be able to understand. So with the help of Radhika herself, Krishna himself, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was able to understand the deep imports of Srimad Bhagavatam, starting from the first verse. So every day he was coming. So Krishna was coming every day for shiksha, for instructions, for Srimati Radhika. And Srimati Radhika, in the form of Gadadhara, was explaining to Krishna how her name is present at every step in Srimad Bhagavatam, in every syllable, every sound, what to speak of verses. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was feeling great, great pleasure. And he was so much grateful to Gadadhara, you know. Although certainly that's Srimati Radhika, but as Gaura and Gadadhara, they have special relationship. A very special relationship, because Gadadhara is Das, his servant, and Mahaprabhu is Prabhu, master. So there's always submission, there's always service like this. Although actually Krishna serves Radhika, but in Gaura Lila, Gadadhara is serving Mahaprabhu like this. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dasa Ranudasa Seva Vilasa Narottama Dasa, you know, that verse. And that song, so first Dasya Baba is there. So Gadadhara was serving by reading Bhagavatam. So Mahaprabhu was very, very pleased, and he wanted to actually give everything to him. What is everything? What is Mahaprabhu's greatest treasure? That's certainly Krishna. Because although in the mood of Krishna, in the mood of, or to say, although being Krishna in the mood of Radhika, he is experiencing Radhika's mood and the depth of her mood. So Krishna mysteriously started drawing something on the ground, on the sand, because that was near the ocean. And then he started digging. Digging. Oh, you want to know the treasure of my heart? Oh, yes, my Lord, I want to know. So he started digging, and finally he touched the crown. The crown, and under the crown, oh, beautiful head, beautiful features. That was the deity of Gopinath. Gopinath is the deity of Prayojan. Prayojan means the highest goal, prema. So Gopinath is Shriman Rasarasarambi Bamshibata Tatastita Karshan Venursaner Gopir Gopinath Shriyastan. Gopinath is that same Krishna who started to play his flute, calling all the gopis in Vamshivat, in Vrindavan. So the Lord of Prayojana, and Prayojana is the highest goal. What is the highest goal? Ultimately, Rasa Lila, which started from Vamshivat. So therefore, the deity of Gopinath came to Gadadhara Pandit. So Srimati Radhika was worshipping Krishna in that way. So very, very gracious deity. And Gadadhara started worshipping Gopinath there. Therefore, the name became Tota Gopinath. So Mahaprabhu was continuing to come every day. And what happened next is Mahaprabhu was deeply, deeply immersed in separation. So he could not stay so long, right? We're starting from the end, actually, of his pastime, because that's the highest, you know. We're just looking towards the highest. And Gadadhara was born just a year after Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu was born 1486. Yes, and Gadadhara the following year. So when Mahaprabhu left this world, it doesn't say how. Gurudev was never saying, actually. But there's a popular opinion that he entered Gopinath. He entered the temple and never left. So pujaris can show you the golden mark on the knee of Gadadhara. Of Tota Gopinath after Mangalarati. If you come 5 o'clock, you can see. But we never talk loudly. We never, discuss that. But there's a popular opinion. After Mahaprabhu left, Gadadhara was able to stay in this world only for 1 more year. Because in separation, he became lean, thin, and sort of, bent, yes. He could not stay straight, and he could not offer a garland to Gopinath properly. Out of separation, he became shrunken. So Gopinath became the only deity in the 3 worlds who sat down like this. His legs were bent like this, especially for Radhika. So Krishna can sit down only for Srimati Radhika, because Radhika, in the form of the devotee, Pujari, Gadadhara Pandit, was able to offer the garland properly then. So after that, Gadadhar left, and his disciple Mahmud Thakur was continuing the service. So right next to Gopinath, there are 2 gopis, Radhika and Lalita. And also the only deity in the world where Radhika and Lalita are blackish complexion, same as Krishna. And they're playing flutes. So most of you probably have seen. Have you seen? If you're in Jagannath Puri, definitely please come and see the deity of Tota Gopinath. That's the only old temple which can accept foreigners. Others, big temples starting from Jagannath Puri, do not allow foreigners to come. Well, if you have Indian body, then you have more chance. But they also become suspicious. But Tota Gopinath is a place of our bhajan, very, very deep place of our bhajan. And in his last days, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada was meditating there, because that's a place non different from Vrindavan, actually, Chataka Parvat, non different from Govardhan. So we will start Shri Gadadhara Pandit's life story from the very beginning now. So, as we mentioned, 1486 he was born, 87 years after Mahaprabhu. Still, Srila Bhaktivinoda Maharaj here saying 86, so different opinions. But anyway, he left 1 year after, that's for sure. So his father's name was Madhava Mishra, and his mother's name Ratnavati Devi. And his younger brother was Dvija Vaninath. So in Navadvip Mandala, there's a place called Champakahata. In Champakahata, Dvija Vaninath lived, and he was worshipping the deities of Gaura Gadadhar, very wonderful deities of Gaura Gadadhar. And here in this picture you can see the other deities, Gaura Gadadhar, from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bhajan Kutir, where he was living, and there he also left that world. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very intimately related to Sri Gadadhara Pandit Prabhu, very intimately related. Because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Siddha Swarupa, in his spiritual form, is Kamala Manjari, a very, very close maid servant of Srila Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his esoteric songs was disclosing his spiritual identity. He was saying that my name is Kamala Manjari, and I serve in Ananda Swarupa Kunja. In the Kunja, which in the middle is in the middle of Radha Kund, where Ananga Manjari is serving. So Ananga Manjari came in Gauranga Lila as Janavata Kurani, the wife of Nityananda Prabhu. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur has a very special relationship with Gadadhara Pandit. In fact, he is the incarnation of Gadadhara Pandit. We say in his Pranama mantra, Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya, Sri Nama Gaura Shakti Swarupaya. So he is the personification of the merciful energy of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu has inserted his merciful energy into his heart, right? And the initial manifestation of the energy of the Lord, Srimati Radhika, we know. So Swarupa Shakti. Srimati Radhika we call Swarupa Shakti, we call Achintya Shakti, we call many other names, but mainly Swarupa Shakti. So from Gadadhar's heart, that conception of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered Srila Bhaktivinoda's heart. That's why Srila Bhaktivinoda is also very close, and they left on the same day. So Gadadhar Pandit has arrived in this world on Amavasya, on the new moon day, and also left on Amavasya. Today is Amavasya, no moon in the sky. Why? Krishna is fully transcendental. He has no material identity, no material qualities. That's why he is Shyam in complexion. Shyam means blackish. But Gadadhar Pandit is Srimati Radhika, and Srimati Radhika is always Krishna Mai, Krishna Mati. She is always thinking of Krishna. That's why in the altar of Gadadhar Pandit's deities, Toda Gopinath, she is also blackish. She has accepted that blackish complexion, as well as Lalita. On one side Radhika, on the other side Lalita. And therefore, it's related to the new moon, no moonlight. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur therefore chose his disappearance day as Gadadhar Pandit's disappearance day. Very, very closely related. Therefore, he was worshipping Gaura Gadadhar. When we worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Vaidimarg, in the path of rules and regulations, then we worship Gaura Vishnu Priya, Gaura Lakshmi Priya. But when we worship Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Ragamarg, in the path of spontaneous attraction, in the mood of the gopis, in the mood of the Manjaris, then we worship Gaura Gadadhar. Therefore, the bhajan of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura was very, very closely related to Gaura Gadadhar, and he chose that particular place for bhajan, Godrumadvip, and he also chose those particular deities, Gaura Gadadhar, for his bhajan to show the example for sadhakas how to worship Shri Radha and Krishna in the form of Gaura Gadadhar. So Gaura Lila can give us so much support in worship of Radha and Krishna. In fact, through Gaura we can go to Radha and Krishna very easily. Yeah, but Gaura and Gadadhar will give us even more help, because their transcendental relationship is practically the pivot of all Gaura Lila, Gaura and Gadadhar, Radha and Krishna, how they were together. So yes, from the very beginning they were together, Gadai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga and Gadai Gauranga. Normally we sing Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, but today we sang Gadai Gauranga, Gadai Gauranga, actually I forgot, but we had to sing Gadai Gauranga, Gadai Gauranga. So Gadai is like village name, so Nitai, so Gadai. Also very close relationship of Mahaprabhu with Jagadananda and Jagai. So Jagai Gauranga, Gadai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, type of village name. So as you remember, first Gauranga was not Bhavuka. He was a logician. He was the knower of Sanskrit roots, and he was very much challenging to everyone. He was able to challenge everyone and prove something they couldn't even expect. Yes, so everybody was afraid. And when they were seeing Gauranga on one side of the street, they were crossing the street to hide, to save their pride, So once Gauranga saw Gadadhara and challenged him. Hey, come here. You tell me, what is the definition of mukti, of liberation? Tell me. Gadadhara saying, standard formula, from the logic, said, Atyantika dukkha nivritti iti mukti. Atyantika means full, the complete cessation of suffering is called mukti, liberation. And then Gauranga is saying, no, I will explain to you. So he explained the deeper meaning of mukti. He explained what Srimadhavacharya explained. What's that? Mukti means coming to the lotus feet of Vishnu. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan mentioned in Prameya Ratnavali that particular point. That mukti or liberation means coming to the lotus feet of Vishnu and worshipping the lotus feet of Vishnu. So from that point of view, from Madhavacharya's point of view, Mahaprabhu explained that verse to Gadadhara. So Gadadhara was completely amazed. How is it possible? So Mahaprabhu was able to establish some arguments and then contradict them completely and then re-establish a completely new point. So when Mahaprabhu returned from Gaya, he started to reveal his identity as a devotee. Finally, the real mission of his appearance was being fulfilled. So Gadadhara Pandit was practically the first to see Mahaprabhu's ecstatic manifestations. And he decided to reveal his true identity, and Mahaprabhu told everyone to come to the house of Shuklambar Brahmachari. So in the house of Shuklambar, he started crying and he told how the ecstatic emotions came to his heart when in Gaya, when he was performing the ceremony of Pinda for his father. Then he saw the lotus feet of Vishnu and the ecstatic emotions. Satvikas entered his heart, and then, overwhelmed by the holy names and by Sattvika Bhavas, Mahaprabhu fainted, and then he came back to external consciousness and started crying and crying. And then when he became conscious, he looked at Gadadhara. Gadadhara was Naishtika Brahmachari. All life he was celibate. And Mahaprabhu was married. And Mahaprabhu started repenting. Oh, I've been logician all my life, completely in vain. But you, Gadadhara, you're so pure. From your early childhood, your mind has been fixed on Krishna so deeply. You're always worshipping Krishna's lotus feet. But meanwhile, I've wasted my life in useless arguments, useless activities. Although I've obtained a very the precious treasure of human birth, by my misfortune, I'm not making any use of it. So then Gadadhara was coming Mahaprabhu when Mahaprabhu was deeply overcome with different ecstasies. He was approaching him. Mahaprabhu was crying and he was shouting, "Where is Krishna? Where Krishna kaho? Krishna, oh Krishna, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?" So Gadadhara was saying, "Oh, your Krishna is in your heart." Then Mahaprabhu started scratching his chest. "Where is Krishna?" He wanted to crack his chest open, but Gadadhara stopped him. He's holding his hands. Only Radhika could do it. You see. So in Navadvipa Lila, Gadadhara was close. He was even physically stopping him, when he was trying to open his heart. But in Jagannath Puri Lila, he was at a distance. He was already like a, play director. How was he playing? He was observing. So Shachimata was very pleased with Gadadhara. He said, "Oh, Gadadhara, thank you so much. Every time, please come when he's in those ecstatic moods. You please come to calm him down." So Mother Shachi was really, really very impressed by that. So once Mahaprabhu was dancing with his many associates, and all of a sudden he started shouting, "Pundarik, Pundarik, my father, Pundarik, my father." Who is that Pundarik? Devotees were thinking, who is that Pundarik? But then Mahaprabhu became appeased a bit, and he was saying, "Oh, that is a great devotee. He's about to come in Navadvip. He's a resident of Sylhet, I think. And when he comes, then Navadvip will benefit a lot because he's such an exalted devotee." And Gadadhar had a very close friend, Mukunda. So Gadadhar was very eager to meet exalted devotees of Krishna. As you remember, there were not so many devotees of Krishna in Navadvip. Mostly there were logicians, worshippers of Kali, etc. But Gadadhara had that desire, and he was asking Mukunda, "Oh, please, Mukunda, when some exalted devotee of Krishna comes to Navadvip, please immediately inform me and take me to that devotee. I want to see him." So then finally Pundarik Vidyanidhi arrived, and Gadadhara wanted to see him because Mukunda had informed him. So Mukunda took Gadadhara Pandit to Pundarik Vidyanidhi, and they saw Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So immediately Vidyanidhi inquired from Mukunda, "What is the name of that nice boy? What village does he come from? I can see that his body is effulgent because he's performing devotional service to Supreme Lord Vishnu. And both of his form and demeanor are extremely wonderful." Oh, Mukunda replied, "His name is Gadadhara." And he is brahmachari. He has been celibate all his life. So Vidyanidhi was very pleased to meet him. But although being very great personality, Pundarika externally was not looking like a renounced Vaishnava. He was looking like a prince. You know how royal order people live, in great luxury. So Vidyanidhi was hiding from mundane eyes like this. You remember Tagore Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was hiding in another way. He was throwing fish bones around his boat, right? So that mundane people, think that, oh, he's an ordinary personality, you know, eating fish, and oh, he's a bogus sadhu, will not come and see him. But Vidyanidhi Prabhu, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, was hiding in another way. He was playing a prince, like a royal order person living in luxury. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi's beautiful bed was made of wood, very, very precious wood, like sandalwood, you know, and covered with intricate brass and reddish stone inlay work. And above it there were ornamental drapes made of glittering brocade cloth, you know, very, very luxurious arrangement. He was seated on a soft mattress covered with clean, expensive sheets, and silk pillows were placed under his back. And on either side of him, many small and large water pots sat within his reach, as well as nice shining brass plate with neatly prepared betel nut upon it. And he was chewing betel nut, always chewing betel nut, which is forbidden, forbidden for devotees. You cannot, but because only for Radha and Krishna. But Vidyanidhi Prabhu was chewing betel nut and spitting a golden spittoon, golden spittoon, and maybe 3 or 4 servants were fanning him with peacock feather. You know, in Archana Deepika it said that peacock feather is only for Krishna. Only for Krishna, peacock feather. But no peacock feather for Pundarik Vidyanidhi, you know. And Gadadhara is seeing, thinking, what is this? He's thinking, is this an exalted devotee? And Mukunda caught his thought. Mukunda caught his thought, and Mukunda quoted one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam immediately. Aho bhakyam stanakala kutam jigamsa payadapyasad vilibegatim datrichitattatonyam samvahitum sharanau brajema. That is, I think, Maitreya is saying to Vidura in the 3rd canto about the mercy of Krishna. Krishna is so merciful. Krishna gave so much mercy to Putana. Putana was the first demon killed by Krishna. Putana was really the first demon killed by Krishna. And since she came as a nurse, she came as a mother, Krishna accepted her. She accepted her service. She accepted her service and gave her a very, very special benediction to be able to perform very special service. You know, if you serve to Krishna, then you get benediction from Krishna to perform some special service, even better service than you performed in spiritual body. So in her spiritual body, she is able to serve Mother Yashoda as milkmaid, wet nurse. Wet nurse for Krishna. Sometimes she gives her breast to Krishna in the Aishwarya Goloka. You know, there's Vraj, Aishwarya Goloka, then Mathura, then Dwarka. So 4 proportions. But Aishwarya Goloka, Krishna, Radha and Krishna are there like as if married couple, So there, she is a wet nurse called Kilimba. Putana, became Kilimba. So as a result, Krishna is very, very happy. So Aho Bhakyam, what a great, great fortune came to Putana. She became able to perform such a confidential service. All the mass of all the other demons Krishna had killed, they obtained Sauja Mukti. So they melted in the transcendental existence of the Lord, impersonal. But Kilimba, you know, Putana, is serving, like giving her breast really in spiritual world. Such an amazing. So what a great, great fortune, you know. So Maitreya is saying to Vidura and proclaiming that Krishna's mercy is so great. But for a devotee, you know, each verse of Srimad Bhagavatam touching his heart in such a way that heart immediately, how to say, explodes with variety of tastes, opens up, and a variety of tastes just melts like a treasure chest, you know, opens up or some, I don't know, great vessel being overflowed with some nectar. And so that nectar just explodes open. So that was the reaction of Pundarika Vidyanidhi. Immediately he started mad manifestation of mad love for Krishna. Mad love, mad love. In this world there's a shadow, that's real madness, but in spiritual world there's amazing manifestation. So he started shouting Krishna. Bapa is a very gentle word. Bapa, such a name in Bengali word. It can mean father. It also can mean son, like Lala. Very gentle. So he started shouting, "Oh Krishna, oh Bapa, I haven't obtained your mercy. I haven't obtained your mercy. Putana obtained, the demoness who wanted to kill you, who brought, deathly poison, and she was having the strength of 10,000 elephants, but Krishna drank all that poison and all of her life, and gave her great life force, and gave her great mercy. But I haven't obtained that mercy. Even Putana obtained. Just Krishna liked the mood she was in. Oh, you're wet nurse. Okay, I'll give you that position immediately. Because she positioned as a mother. She was a horrible demon, but she positioned herself as mother. So Krishna, okay, gave her causeless mercy. But Pundarik Vidyanidhi started rolling on the ground, saying that I haven't obtained that mercy. He was smashing everything around. Where were those golden pots? Where were those chairs and the luxurious bed? He was kicking everything around. Everything was just collapsing under his heavy blows, like this. About 4 or 5 servants, I think, were trying to stop him, but he was pushing them. They couldn't grab him. They couldn't really grasp him. So he started scratching his body, salivating, and foam came from his mouth, and he scratched all of his body over. All of his luxurious clothing was torn apart. And that was going on and on for 5 or 6 hours, like 5 or 6 hours. And Gadadhar went, oh my God, what's going on? Gadadhar was just completely, that's just such a great manifestation of devotion. I'm such a fool. He was so much repentant. I didn't recognize such a great devotee. He was just not able to tolerate his own disqualification as he was considering. So he was asking Mukunda, oh, please do something about it. And Mukunda gave him advice. Oh, you have to actually accept his shelter, the shelter of his lotus feet. Accept the shelter of his lotus feet. And that was a very good advice, because Pundarik Vidyanidhi is none other than incarnation of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, father of Shrimati Radhika. So Shrimati Radhika Gadadhara certainly should take initiation from her father. So that's the main teaching. That another teaching is that you cannot see the real devotee with your own eyes. Although Gadadhara Pandit is all perfected person, all perfected personality. Even Gadadhar couldn't see. Even Gadadhar had some doubt, seeing those manifestations of luxury and seemingly worldly features of Vidyanidhi Prabhu. So Mukunda had to help him. So Mukunda was his like Shiksha Guru in this situation. So that's a good teaching for us, that we have to also accept the guidance of Sri Guru or Vaishnava in order to see higher Vaishnava. Right? Very important. Drishtai svabhava janitarva pushashcha dosha na prakritatvanha bhakta janasya pashyat. Gangam basamna kula budbudapena pankar brahmadravatma pagachati nira dharma. So in Upadeshamrita verse 6, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying that by your own eyes you cannot see devotee, high devotee in that same way as with your own eyes you cannot properly appreciate Ganga if your vision is material. In the rainy season, the Ganga is carrying so much foam and bubbles are there and some dirt and even whole bushes are floating on the river in the rainy season. Sometimes you can even see the dead bodies of animals, even people. But it doesn't mean that Ganga is polluted. Ganga is never polluted. Ganga is always transcendental, never losing her position. She is coming from the lotus feet of Lord Vamanadev. So that's why the devotee is always pure. The devotee is always untouched by anything material. Even if a devotee is angry, for example, even a devotee is, say, seemingly lazy or inert or not speaking your language or having seeming disqualifications. So those so-called disqualifications are as those so-called manifestation of dirt, so-called dirt on the Ganga, on the surface of the Ganga, like foam, like bubbles, like different things. So Ganga never loses transcendental position. That same way, devotee never loses his exalted position. So Shri Pundarik Vidyanidhi Prabhu ki jai, and Shri Gadadhara Pandit Goswami is constantly with Mahaprabhu in all leelas. When Mahaprabhu started manifesting 21-hour kirtans in the house of Srivas Pandit, that is Sata Prahariya, what's that? Mahaprakash, great revelation. Then Gadadhar Pandit Goswami was there. And then Chandrasekhar Bhavan, yes, always he was there. And Gadadhara was playing there was a drama in Chandrasekhar Bhavan, so Gadadhar Pandit was playing one of the role of a lady, some lady. So Srivas played Narada, Mahaprabhu played Rukmini, and a lady was played by Gadadhar. So we sang this morning Gadadhar Ashtaka, and there was one by Shri Swarup Damodar Goswami. There was one verse saying that Gadadhara had taken Kshetra Sannyas. So I will tell something about that. So Gadadhara was brahmachari and like a sannyasi also. So he took Kshetra Sannyas in Jagannath Puri. He took a vow to never leave Jagannath Puri. And he was serving Tota Gopinath. That was his fixed service. But Mahaprabhu finally decided to go to Vrindavan. He wanted to go to Vrindavan. And Ramananda Rai Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya used everything that was in their disposal to make him stay in Puri, but still Mahaprabhu desired to go to Vrindavan. And devotees couldn't do anything. They couldn't stop Mahaprabhu, so he had to go to Vrindavan. And then Gadadhar could not tolerate, you're leaving Jagannath Puri, I have to go with you. You cannot go with me. You have to stay in Jagannath Puri and serve Gopinath. Seeing your lotus feet is worth million services to Gopinath, Gadadhar answered. You could not stop that. Mahaprabhu said, if you abandon your duties to Gopinath, you will die, you will be at fault. That will be aparad. That will be offense. Gadadhar answered that I'm not willing to take that responsibility. But then Gadadhar Prabhu's deep love for Mahaprabhu is so amazing that only very, very confidential associates like Swarup Damodar, Ramananda, they were able to understand Gadadhar's love for Krishna because they're Lalita and Vishaka. So out of his love, he could not really live without the Lord. So Gadadhar was even ready to abandon his vows, his service to Gopinath in order to go with Mahaprabhu. So finally they arrived at Katak. There's a place which is like a border of Puri. And Mahaprabhu called Gadadhar and said, oh, your decision to break your vows and leave your service has been made a reality. If you come with me, that will make you happy. But do you want your own happiness or mine? So he asked that crucial question to Gadadhar. Do you want to be happy with me, or you want me to be happy? So it will make me unhappy if your vows to remain in Puri and serve Gopinath are broken. So go back to Puri and take up your vows again. That is what I have to say. That was the last word by Mahaprabhu. So after that, Mahaprabhu departed with his devotees, and Gadadhara stayed like a statue for some time, and then he collapsed unconscious. He lost his consciousness in a faint. So there's a popular opinion that when Mahaprabhu took the Bhava and Kanti, the mood and the bodily color of Radharani, what remained was Rukmini. But our Gurudev was not able to hear that. He was not really tolerating. He was saying bogus. And those who are saying that, they're bogus. Although there's a whole group of Vaishnavas saying Gurudev didn't want to hear anything. Nothing can be, taken away from Radhika. Radhika is in her complete manifestation as Gadadhara Pandit Prabhu. So there was one episode when once it's related to Vallabhacharya actually. So Vallabhacharya was first accepting Mahaprabhu in his house in Prayag, but then he met him in Puri. But when Vallabhacharya met Mahaprabhu in Puri, he was quite puffed up. Mahaprabhu was crushing his false pride, although he's a famous acharya. He said many things. He said, "Oh, I wrote a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, which is even better than Sridhar Swami commentary, etc." Sridhar Swami is a great commentator of Srimad Bhagavatam, first commentator. Mahaprabhu said, "Oh, one who goes against Swami is a prostitute." So, in many ways, Vallabhacharya's pride was crushed, and finally he repented. He was so much, repenting at the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, "Oh, please accept my invitation and come to my house." Okay, finally Mahaprabhu agreed, and he invited everyone to go along with him, but not Gadadhar. Gadadhar he didn't invite for some time. So then he sent his devotees to pick up Gadadhar. Please pick him up. So Saurabh Damodar picked up Gadadhar and said, "Oh, Gadadhar, why didn't you answer, or say the same? Mahaprabhu was teasing you. Mahaprabhu was teasing you, and you accepted it very very humbly. You didn't retaliate. You didn't retaliate." And so Kaviraj Goswami is saying that, oh, that was the mood of, as if the mood of Rukmini, a mood of Rukmini. You know? So Jagadananda Pandit's mood was like Satyabhama's, And Satyabhama is direct expansion of Radhika. Satyabhama is in Dwaraka, one of the queens. But her mood is exactly like Radhika's, very much with jealous anger. But the mood of Rukmini is actually incarnation of Chandravali in Dwaraka. So her mood is very much, peaceful, with no man, no jealous anger. So Gadadhara was always like this to Mahaprabhu, always calm and peaceful and not retaliating when Mahaprabhu was teasing him. So then Krishna was teasing Rukmini. "Oh, you've chosen the wrong husband." So Rukmini just collapsed in Dwaraka. She fainted. Then Krishna manifested 4 arms, and with 2 arms he was holding her, and with 2 other arms he was fanning her. But in the case of Gadadhara, he was like Rukmini. But some people are saying that he was completely Rukmini. But no, Gurudev is not accepting. Like Rukmini is another thing, because they're all included in Radhika. So like, but not 1 minus 1 equals 1. So nothing. It's took away, but nothing really happened. So Radhika stayed. So very wonderful pastimes of Sri Gadadhara Pandit, and we touched upon his glories today. He's the root, again I want to repeat, he's the root of all the confidential associates of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So I will glorify Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Not so much time, 15 minutes, but we will glorify still. Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakura is compared to Bhagirath. Bhagirath is the personality who had brought Ganga to this planet in order to save 60,000 of his predecessors, from the curse. So therefore Ganga appeared on this earth. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura is such a personality because he had brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pure conception to our reality. The end of 19th century, the whole period of 20th century and beginning of 21st century, that's Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura's great credit. The life of Gaudiya Math, established by the son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura and his Shiksha disciple Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, is fully oriented towards circulating around the songs of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, his conception, his books, his idea about service to Krishna, pure service to Krishna. So that is by the grace of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. He's the initial architect of Gaudiya Math, we can say. There were 4 critical periods in the history of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, 4 critical periods. The first critical period was before Mahaprabhu appeared in this world. Before Mahaprabhu appeared. Nothing was really known about Bhakti Rasa. Nothing was known about the mood of Vraj. Most people were thinking that Krishna is in Vrindavan is incarnation of Narayan, etc. Many other ideas. And even if in Vrindavan, then like in Aishwarya Vraj, bound by marital relationship. There are many conceptions, but Sri Madhavendra Puripat and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they introduced the conception of sweetness of Vraj, of Madhurya Rasa. Then after disappearance of 6 Goswamis, another dark period. Then after disappearance of the 3 great Prabhus, Narottam, Srinivas, Shyamananda, another dark period. And then finally, a great dark period of 150 years after the disappearance of Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baladev Vidyabhushan Prabhu. So for 150 years, Gaudiya Vaishnavas were having very, very bad reputation. So when somebody was seeing Gaudiya Vaishnava, they were just crossing to the other side of the street. Because they were invited, they were seen, so-called Vaishnavas were seen engaging in very bad activities, like living with non-married ladies, old ladies, etc., etc. So they were invited to sing Harinam in funeral processions, and the reputation was very bad. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, from his very childhood, was investigating the conception of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He had studied many religions, analytical study of so many religions, and so many types of Krishna Bhakti also. And he arrived at the conclusion that the conception of the Gaudiyas is the highest. So, but the pure teachings of Mahaprabhu were quite forgotten. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura spent many years searching for one single copy of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, imagine. It was not available anywhere. Also, the place of Mahaprabhu's birth was completely forgotten. Many Babajis, even now, they think that the place of Mahaprabhu's birth is in modern town of Navadvip, which is Kuliyagram formerly. So they really think so. But Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur, with the help of his Shiksha Guru, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, investigated and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur investigated all government maps, and then he took so many Vaishnavas and then they crossed the Ganga, Bhagirathi Ganga, with the elderly Babaji, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. And they came to Mayapur. Yeah. The local residents there, mostly Muslims, they told Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur when he was investigating, listen, this grass is growing everywhere, means tulasi, which is the holy basil, this grass grows everywhere. We're trying to tear it out, again it grows. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, oh, for sure, this is the place of Mahaprabhu's birth. And they also corrupted the name Mayapur, they were calling Mayapur, actually Mayapur. So Yogapit, that place is Yogapit, the place of divine meeting of Shri Radha and Krishna. So Mahaprabhu appeared there under the neem tree. And when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, so many Vaishnavas crossed the Ganga and came to that place, the elderly Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, who was already about 140 years old, maybe 144 something, he was carried by his servant, very physically strong Babaji, Bihari Das Babaji. So he couldn't move, and he was carried around in a basket. So when they came to that place, Srila Babaji Maharaj jumped out of a basket and started chanting and dancing like a young boy. Oh, Gaura, 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 my Prabhu has arrived here, my Prabhu has manifested here. So that was the practical proof of the, right place of Mahaprabhu's appearance. So then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the example for Grihastas and for renunciates as well. He was the father of 13 children, 8 boys, 5 girls. Yes, 13. 14 actually, but one died, so for 13. Yeah. 8 boys, 5 girls. And he was occupying a very high post, governmental post of judge in Jagannath Puri. And actually, he changed so many posts. But in Jagannath Puri, he was responsible for the daily activities of Jagannath Temple. And in Jagannath Temple, he had introduced some very important standards. For example, from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's time, the standard was introduced of 54 preparations a day. So that was introduced by him, 54 preparations. In Jagannath Puri, there were so many apasampradayas. Apasampradayas means wrong sampradayas, wrong schools. They were chanting wrong mantras. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Shri Radha Govinda. And Nitai Gaur Radhe Shyam, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Those mantras. So Srila Bhaktivinoda could not hear them. So very soon he took his son, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and left Puri. But while he was there, there's a famous story. There was a great mystic yogi who was a great cheater. His name was Bishikishan. So that Bishikishan, he wanted to prove everyone that he is Krishna. So he wrote a stanza, a verse, and sent everywhere that I am Bishikishan, I am incarnation of Bhagavan. Soon I will drive the British from India, and I will reveal my Rasa Lila. So he was attracting stupid villages and their daughters especially. With young girls, he was dancing, so-called Rasa dance. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was determined, I have to arrest him. But that mystic yogi was very powerful, and everybody was afraid to approach him. And all of his power he was keeping his long hair. Yeah, so that's like a pattern for mystic yogi, long matted locks. So when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur came with his constables, Bishakishan knew who had come and said, oh, you are Kedaranath Datta. His name was Kedaranath Datta. Srila Bhaktivinoda, I know you. I know the purpose of your visit. But you will fail to do anything. Then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur fearlessly told his constables, arrest him immediately. First they fell, some of them ran away because he was shaking his hairy, head, and the sparks were running, how to say, were visible sparks. So, as if like Shiva Swarup. They couldn't really touch him, but then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur captured him, and finally Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur took scissors and cut his long hair, and all of his mystic powers left him. So he died in jail. He proclaimed starving, and finally he died out of hunger in jail. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very, very determined for truth. On another occasion, there was a group of Mayavadis. You know Mayavadis. They're thinking that I'm God and everything is God and dog is also God. They think. And they wanted to give Bhaktivinoda Thakur a huge amount of money for the permission to put a statue of dog on the top of Jagannath temple. Such a group. They wanted to bribe Bhaktivinoda, but he didn't want to listen to them and show them, told them to get out. So those are very, very wonderful activities of Srila Bhaktivinoda. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the architect and the founder of Namahatta movement. He was organizing Namahatta. Hatta means marketplace. So Namahatta places all over Bengal, in many, many villages. He was working for some time in Krishnanagar, and he was moving place to place, and he was organizing those Namahattas. And he was inducing people to sing and remember Krishna. Therefore, he was writing so many songs. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, in the edition of Bhajana Rahasya of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his father, is writing in the introduction that I remember how my father was performing bhajan. Like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bhajana Rahasya is a compilation of verses, great, great verses, teaching us how to perform bhajan in so many ways. But he was the great example of performance of bhajan. He was coming back from his work. He spent every day, he spent 6 hours at work. 3 hours, then refreshment, then again 3 hours after that. He was coming back from work. He was translating for some time, resting. In the evening, after taking his evening meals, he was resting. Okay, his daily diet was just a few chapatis, a lot of milk, maybe 2 liters of milk, some fruit, and that's it. Just milk, chapatis, and fruit. That's what he was taking. And he was quite healthy. So you can see, right? He was not lean and skinny. So also he was sleeping maximum, I think, 2.5 hours, maybe half an hour at 4 o'clock in the morning. But he was waking up at midnight. He was going to bed maybe 9 o'clock, 9:30. At midnight he was waking up. And he was translating all night, writing books and writing his wonderful transcendental songs, for sure. Then, after a short break, he was chanting Harinam in the morning and doing some daily activities and then going for work. So that was his daily schedule. You can see in his biographies in detail, very, very interesting, such an example for us. Why were Goswamis living in Vrindavan and sleeping only for 1.5, 2 hours? Why? It's not interesting to sleep. People require so much sleep. But for high devotees, it's not at all interesting. But in the sleep, they were associating with Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is therefore called the 7th Goswami. 7th Goswami. You can ask, oh, how come 7th Goswami having 13 children? Very, very easy. No, it doesn't depend on your status, social status. Each of us can become such a Goswami. Goswami means the master of the mind. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was such master of the mind. Yeah, what to speak? He was Manasi Seva all the time in Sasananda Sukha Dakunja, the maidservant of Srila Rupa Goswami, Kanaka Manjari. But externally in the Sadhaka Rupa, he was a great, great example of Siddha Sadhaka Rupe, Seva Sadhaka Rupena, Siddha Rupena Chatrahi, Tadbhava Lipsana Karya Vrajaloka Sarata. Srila Rupa Goswami was saying that in Vraj, he was serving, constantly serving. His 3 last minutes. I'll finish. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura therefore was performing his bhajan, and he was meditating on those verses, and he was writing his transcendental songs. So he published them one after another, many songbooks, just like year after year, within 1 or 2 years. 1896, 1893, those years. So Sharanagati songbook, the great textbook for us, how to practice unconditional surrender. When we come to bhakti, we have to practice unconditional surrender to the Lord. Then Kalyana Kalpataru, then Gitavali, the book of songs for public chanting, and then confidential book Gitamala. So these 5 songbooks he wrote. Then he became a bit older, and he was thinking of accepting Babaji Vesh, the status of renounced Babaji, because all of his sons were already big. So he wrote his most important, best books at the very end of 19th century, beginning of 20th century, to 1900, 1901, 2. He wrote Bhajana Rahasya, he wrote Harinama Chintamani, Bhagavatarka Marichimala, which is like Bhajana Rahasya, but only from Srimad Bhagavatam shloks. Very wonderful books. And finally, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami had written Svaniyama Dashakam at the end, 10 self-imposed vows. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur had written Svaniyama Dvadashakam, 12 self-imposed vows. Every day I'm taking vows to practice this, and that. Chant my rounds, remember Shishirada and Krishna, remember Vrindavan. And he went to seclusion. When the great danger came for Gaudiya Vaishnavas in 1911, 1912, I think it was. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was not able to participate in that conference. He sent his son, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, because caste brahmanas had challenged Gaudiya Vaishnavas so much. So on the behalf of his divine father, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada spoke in that assembly. And he made it very clear that Vaishnavas are natural brahmanas, so the famous book Brahmanas and Vaishnavas was printed. But that is all Srila Bhaktivinoda's conception. So we'll never be able to repay Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the great exemplary acharya for the world, and his divine son, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. If not for them, then we'll, as residents of the West, we would never have been able to receive Krishna consciousness. So it's a complete debt we will never be able to return to Srila Bhaktivinoda. And on this day, again, we remember the uncomparable relationship of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur with Sri Gadadhara Pandit. And when personalities are interrelated very deeply, then they choose the same day of departure. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur therefore departed on the same day of Amavasya. In 1914, he departed. He came to this world 1838 and departed 1914. So a year after, 1915, Srila Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj departed. So then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhu was very broken-hearted. What to do? Then he had a vision of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. You go, we'll give you power, we'll give you people, we'll give you all necessities. And then what the architect of Gaudiya Math, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, had projected, then the real manager of Gaudiya Math, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, had built for us. And we are always meditating on his moods, his books. He gave the whole, beam of light, how to practice Rupanuga Bhajan for the residents of both East and West in this 20th and 21st century and the subsequent generations. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said that 10,000 years his books will be read, and his books nothing but rendering of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura's books for the world. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura's books will be also read, and our Gurudev Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj has published Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books for the West. Jaiva Dharma, his crown jewel practically. Yes, and Bhajana Rahasya, and Bhakti Tattva Viveka, and Harinama Chintamani, and so many others. So Sri Sachidananda Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura ki jai, Srila Gadadhara Pandit Prabhu ki jai, Nitaya Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. We're very, very grateful. You were really, really listening so deeply. I'm very, very happy. We're cordially inviting you to join us tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is Gundicha Marjana, actually. Great day of cleaning the temple. So if somebody is free and can help cleaning the temple in the morning, we'll do some cleaning tomorrow, definitely. At least I will do, if I may. Yes, thank you. So it's very important. I remember one year when there was Purushottam, 2015. Somehow on this day we were in Vrindavan, because after Purushottam there was 2-week period before Chaturmas, and some devotees were in Vrindavan, so we were cleaning all the Krishna Balaram and all Yoga Maya, really very, very diligently. And last year I was in the Irkutsk temple, so we were also cleaning like anything. At least 10 devotees came, very enthusiastically. So if you're free, please come. And anyway, this is bhakti practice, like how to say, regular bhakti practice for that day of Gundicha Marjana. Gundicha Marjana is cleaning our heart and preparing our heart for like Vrindavan, for Ratha Yatra, for Radha and Krishna to come. And day after tomorrow, Ratha Yatra, there will be also Harikatha, and in the daytime we will be watching the broadcast from Puri, from Ratha Yatra. Yes. So Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Gadadhara Pandit Prabhu ki jai, Sachidananda Thakur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Lord Premanande. If somebody has one question, then maybe possible to answer. If not, then we'll do Arati. Thanks very much. Dank u wel. Dank u wel.